On January 16th, 2016, I was sitting in Wentz Concert Hall on the campus of North Central College in Naperville, Illinois. Naperville, by the way, is 70% white and 5% black. In this vast auditorium, I was surrounded by Unitarian Universalists and many, many other people, other religions, other races, all interested in hearing about this new movement, Black Lives Matter. Patrisse Cullors, one of the founders of this movement, spoke to us. She started by telling us the story of how Black Lives Matter got started. She said, "My friend Alicia Garza, after the July 2013 acquittal of George Zimmerman of the murder of the death of Trayvon Martin, posted on Facebook, 'I continue to be surprised how little Black lives matter. Our lives matter.' Then I shared this, hashtag Black Lives Matter. I was struck by the similarities of Trayvon Martin to my younger brother, Joey, feeling like it could have been him that was killed. Patrisse went on to talk about how the organization Black Lives Matter was advanced by the ongoing killings of black people by police and by racial disparities within the United States criminal legal system. She talked about the violence from the police. She talked about mass incarceration, police militarization, and over-criminalization. And then she said how important it was for her to tell us that this movement was truly inclusive. She emphasized that all Black lives matter. Trans, bi, gay, lesbian, black people were all part of the movement. I was surprised to hear this because, I hadn't experienced a lot of this inclusivity with other black Americans, particularly when I was working on civil rights with black pastors, black evangelical Christian pastors. They held very different views on the LGBTQ community than Patrisse and the others in this Black Lives Matter movement did. And I thought, wow, Black Lives Matter. This is a movement Unitarian Universalism could really get behind. And many Unitarian Universalists did get behind this movement. Black Lives Matter signs went up outside Unitarian Universalist congregations all over the country. And many of those signs were defaced, torn up, stolen by people who didn't understand its meaning or who rejected the idea that Black Lives Matter, or perhaps rejected the idea that black lives should matter. But each time these signs were torn down, desecrated, torn apart, Unitarian Universalists persisted, putting up new signs, cleaning off the old, repairing the tears, and making sure that that message was still on their property. As a matter of fact, my mother, who's also a Unitarian Universalist, and she's the member of the First Unitarian Universalist Church, Thoreau Richmond campus in Richmond, Texas, it's west of Houston, told me they put up their first Black Lives Matter sign just a few weeks ago. Many of the congregation showed up with their masks on, physically distancing themselves from one another to celebrate it being raised on their campus. Then she called me this week or the end of last week and said their sign had been torn up. It had only been out there a week or two. And despite the coronavirus and social distancing, that congregation repaired the sign, and it's back in front of their church building once again. Putting up a Black Lives Matter sign or banner or even a flag in your home or on our church property or on any property is a highly visible stand, a public declaration that a person or a congregation accepts responsibility for the physical banner and what it means to black lives, and what it calls that person or that congregation to be and to do. For instance, if we, Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Miami, decided that we wanted to put up a Black Lives Matter banner, I believe it would mean that we believe that this movement is so important that we will keep that message on our property so others will know that we affirm Black Lives Matter. And if someone defaces it or tears it up or destroys it, that we will replace it again and again if necessary. It means we as Unitarian Universalists, as the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Miami, that we will persist. I also believe putting up a Black Lives Matter banner or flag or sign, whether you put it on your home or put it on our property, means that one should know and embrace the meaning it holds for black lives and what it calls a person or a congregation to be and to do. If we here put up a Black Lives Matter banner or sign, we will need to know in advance how to respond to someone who says either black lives don't matter or all lives matter. Let's take a look at this cartoon. Well, I think that all lives matter. We should care exactly equally at all times about everything. All homes matter. What do you take away from this cartoon? For me, when I look at it, I say, my house isn't on fire. Most of our houses are not on fire. Yes, our lives, all lives, are important and need care and attention. But what about black homes and black lives? Our system of white supremacy affects black lives disproportionately, and their metaphorical homes have been on fire for over 400 years. They suffer injustice after injustice, and that has to stop. And my friends, we are the ones who have to stop it. Black Lives Matter is a call to action to bring our attention to the issues that black people face in this country. And for that matter, in this world, as we've seen all over the world now, black lives are rising up and saying that they are important, that they have worth and dignity. Does Black Lives Matter denigrate or cheapen other lives? Does saying that? It doesn't. It just uplifts black lives. Does it denigrate anybody for us to be anti-racist? No, it does not. We can change laws and policies that support institutional racism. We can bring justice to injustices that black people face. We can confront racism when we see it in other people, in their words or their deeds. We can. I know that we can make a difference. Let me read this sign. We said Black Lives Matter. Never said only Black Lives Matter. We know all lives matter. We just need your help with hashtag Black Lives Matter, for black lives are in danger. To raise them up, so that we can pay attention to the injustices that they're experiencing. Black lives are in danger. They have been for 400 years, and they continue to be. So the question I ask is this: is the message Black Lives Matter a message that you or this congregation affirms and promotes? And you can raise that message up that all black lives matter. Can you hold that in your mind and heart and let it influence who you are and how you are in this world? You see, we affirm as a congregation, as a Unitarian Universalists, the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We affirm and promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Do not our principles align with Black Lives Matter? Raising a Black Lives Matter banner here on this property is not a decision that one person makes. It has to be all of us making this decision. It means all of us co-discerning if this community holds that message in our lives and through all the work that we do in this world. It means we make a good faith effort to articulate the meaning of Black Lives Matter when we face pushback. It means if we put this banner up that we will walk the walk, not just talk the talk, when that banner is outside our property. Today, I will be sending out to all the members of this congregation a survey. It's a SurveyMonkey survey, asking one question: do you support putting a Black Lives Matter banner or flag on our campus? Yes or no? The leadership of this church will review the results of the survey and let you know how we will proceed. The decision is about who we choose to be and what we represent as a faith community. Please respond to the survey. If you need further time to discern whether this is the right decision for this community, whether you feel like it's the right decision for this community, and you want to talk about it, I'm happy to talk with you. Members of our Social Justice Committee are willing to talk to you and to listen, really to listen to you, and engage in non-judgmental dialogue. We want this to be a process that we all feel positive about, that it means that this is something this community stands for. We say every Sunday that love is the spirit of this faith. And I ask you to look into your hearts and examine your thoughts around displaying a Black Lives Matter banner or flag here at UU Miami. This is our opportunity to show the world that love truly is the spirit of this church. Now, I want to leave you with some words written by American author, social activist, philosopher, and feminist Grace Lee Boggs about her husband, American political activist, auto worker, and author Jimmy Boggs. She wrote, "As Jimmy Boggs used to remind us, revolutions are made out of love for people and for place." He often talked about loving America enough to change it. "I love this country," he used to say, "not only because our ancestors' blood is in the soil, but because of what I believe it can become. Love isn't just something you feel. It's something you do every day when you go out and pick up the paper and bottles scattered the night before on the corner, when you stop and talk to a neighbor, when you argue passionately for what you believe in with whoever will listen, when you call a friend to see how they're doing, when you write a letter to the newspaper, when you give a speech and give them hell, when you stop believing, when you never stop believing that we can be more than who we are. In other words, love isn't about what we did yesterday. It's about what we do today, and tomorrow, and the day after that. My friends, we can all be more than we are at this moment. The decision you will make about this banner is not only one about today. It's about tomorrow, and the day after that, and all the days after that. Amen.
Now we come to our closing hymn. It's going to be number 1015, I Know I Can. Teal hymnal if you have one, but you'll have the words up on the screen. We're going to do verses 1, 2, and 4, and let's let this one rip.
The troubles great,
Well, coming to an end today. Thanks for being with us, and thank you for Steve Snyder for running the live stream. We don't get to see him very often, but if he wasn't there, this wouldn't be happening. And Joseph for playing some amazing music today, as he always does, and Martha for helping with the hymns and some readings, and Sam and Carol and Nikki who shared their thoughts and feelings with us today. And finally, thank you for being here today. Our hearts are warmed by your presence, even it is virtually. Please watch the weekly for your email newsletter, and please watch out for that email. You're going to get it in just a few minutes. Please fill out the survey and get it back today if possible. Certainly by the end of the week, we'll start looking at it. And please share your thoughts and photos on our UU Miami Facebook page. You can visit our website for upcoming events. We have 2 incredible events coming in September. One is Lucy Segu, who's doing antiracism workshop for this congregation. It's free. Please sign up. Look at the information. It's in September. Look on the calendar. It's on 2 Saturdays, consecutive Saturdays in September. Please sign up for it. This is an important event. It's supported by the congregation. We're inviting everybody in the congregation or your friends, relatives, people that you know who you think this could make a difference in their lives to learn more about anti-racism. And we're putting together a concert in late September for support of Florida New Majority, which is a nonpartisan group that's trying to help people get out to vote. You know, to really build up that energy so people will be there in November. So please keep an eye out for those. These are important events that we are supporting as a congregation, and we need everybody to join in on this. And please stop by our UU Miami campus. I know we're closed, but what we're going to do is at the end of this month, we're going to have a water communion. And the water communion, you're going to get water from this church from the water from past water communions, and you're going to take it home, and we're going to all do our own water communion in our homes. So come by and pick up your bottle. Now, the water will be out on a little table outside the office door, so you don't have to talk to anybody. It'll be in little plastic bottles. It will be out there Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturday mornings, and then Tuesday afternoons. And you can start picking your bottle up this Thursday, August 13th. Will be the first time we'll have the bottles out, and we'll have them out for the rest of the month until the final Sunday of August. Now, if you can't get up to the campus, or it's not something you feel like you can do, call me or email me, revcapo@gmail.com, and we will get that water to you so you can participate in this water communion service. Next Sunday, I'll be talking about peace of mind. Bernie Siegel, American writer and retired pediatric surgeon, wrote, "Love and peace of mind do protect us. They allow us to overcome the problems that life hands us. They teach us to survive, to live now, to have the courage to confront each day." I will share some of my thoughts on the resilience of having peace of mind, and I will offer some ways to work at having peace in our minds. Let me close today with these words. There is work to be done in this community and in this world. Work that we are called to do. And here is how we can answer that call. To be the living embodiment of our Unitarian Universalist principles. To be about the work of building the large, beloved community that Martin Luther King speaks about. And to be the people of intention, of conscience, and of action. So may it be. Let us end with a greeting to one another. If you'll put your hands together and put them over your heart space, and think of a blessing that you wish to offer to someone, to yourself, to this community and hold it in your mind. And when you're ready to push it out into the world, just say, blessing.